tayo ngayon sa garden ni Alex Tanco. So, yung garden niya is very tropical. So, merong pond with two, ano to, red-eyed. Massive turtle to. So, ito yung space niya. Mostly collections ni Alex are Tillandsias, like mine. So ito isang way how we... Okay. So growing Tillandsias, there are different ways we can grow them hanging. Like standard way how we grow our Tillandsias. So okay, Alex, you can tell the story behind these plants.
This one, intermediate. They like it more when they're hanging as compared to more of the more rosette types. Mga rosette types. Yeah, rosette types, I kind of prefer them.
Ito yung mga rosette types.
Just on the ground or at least a little bit elevated.
So, sa layman, pag sinabi natin rosette, it reminds me of pinya. So, yan. So, yun pala. Kung mapapansin siya, most Tillandsia growers, we grow Tillandsias hanging. So, intermedia and
ito?
curly slim.
Curly slim kasi intermedia din yan eh.
Oh,
diba?
hybrid na intermedia and Streptophila.
So, when you hang them, talagang gusto nila eh.
So,
Especially in intermedia, when you hang intermedia talaga, kumakapal talaga eh. Tsaka pag nag-flower sila, sabay-sabay eh. Diba?
yan. Maganda kasi kapag hanging yung air plants, ayaw kasi nila ng sitting sa water, sa pot. Pero ang strange dito, depende rin sa location nyo. So ito yung mga types na ideal for hanging. Pero ang weird dito sa culture ni Alex, actually ginagaya ko rin yun. Aside from hanging the plants, like yung nakita nyo kanina, he grows most of his Tillandsias, especially the huge types, potted. So what's so special about the process? Actually, nakadepende lahat yan sa growing conditions ng pagpapalaki mo ng plants. Kasi dito, so Alex, sa experience mo, why did you decide to grow them potted? Ano ba yung goal na gusto mong ma-achieve by you to pot them this way?
What I'm trying to do kasi is, as compared to other people who grow their Tillandsias once they flower, they have pups, they develop pups, no? So the notice ko lang, no, not so sure about this, no, but when I keep the pups attached to the mother plant, maraming advantages tulad ng parang I noticed mas lumalaki yung pups. Meron akong mga xerographica na one na attached pa rin sa mother plant, and then mga iba tinanggal ko na from the mother plant. If you compare it side by side, mas malaki talaga yung mga nakadikit sa mother plant. I don't know if it's because may nutrients binibigay ang mother sa pop or dahil kino-cover pa rin ng mother plant yung pop. So parang the pop nagkakaroon siya ng stress na alam niya na konti lang yung sunlight ko dito kaya kailangan ko mas lumabas. Not so sure about that.
Pero sa observation mo, yun yung naisip mo.
And aside from that, I like the look of the Tillandsia as a clump. Never ako mahilig sa single. I mean, there are single ones, pero
when you grow them individually potted, mas maganda, mas perfect yung shape.
for me kasi, number one, yung pot hindi yan gumagalaw. So, when you study yung saan nagra-rise and saan nagsiset ang sun, so there's a time wherein the sun really just goes over the plants. So like dito, aakyat siya dito and then set siya dyan. So
yun yung task niya.
Consistent siya na parang throughout the year, na-absorb niya yung same amount of light. Hindi siya nasa-stress na, ngayon maraming araw, tapos bukas less araw.
Pero dito sa'yo, iniikot mo ba yan? O since day one, since potting dyan lang siya?
Namumove ko naman siya. Actually, lahat to, yung dito pa lang, iniiwan ko na siya. Maybe it's been 2 months, hindi ko na siya ginagalaw.
So hindi mo, kasi iba ba iniikot para balance yung shape? So ito, ganyan lang siya.
Yeah, pwede ko rin siyang ikutin. Although, yung goal ko dito is once these plants have normalized, ililipat ko na sila sa kabila, sa labas.
Actually, just to share with you, ako ka talaga originally, I'm not a fan of potting tillandsias. Pero when I was able to get to meet Alex, nakita ko yung results sa plants niya. Malaki talaga. So just to show you how big a plant could be, well, ito naman kasi giant talaga. So I'll show you yung kanyang hilde. Sa mostly terrestrial tillandsias, they grow huge. Pero I'm not quite sure, maybe the potting thing has something to do with this. So, for size reference, sa mga Alex. Si Alex, anong height mo, Alex? 5'10". O, yan si Alex. And then, here's his hilde. Yan.
1 meter, 1 largest probably around 2 meters.
So, hilde is one of the classic tillandsia species among collectors. So, anong special sa kanya? Aside from being huge, hilde is popular because of its bands. So, pansin nyo, we'll have a close-up. Yan. Sa underside ng leaves, so yung trichomes niya, may banding ng white and green. And hindi lang yan sa ilalim. So, even sa ibabaw, meron din. So, sa pricing, this is a collectible. And before, I know ang pop nito is around $100. That's before the pandemic. So, I'm not quite sure kung magkano ang market value niya sa ngayon. And ito yung isa sa mga old collector's pieces. So, way back. So, ang meron lang nito usually na marami ay mga old collectors. And for some reason, nawala siya sa market kasi parang nangyari, parang dumami siya.
Yeah.
Dumami, tapos nawala na interest yung mga collector. So, naging common plant. Then eventually, nag-bounce back nung nagkaroon ng interest sa bromeliads. Kaya yun, tumaas ulit yung kanyang market value.
Most of the variety, most of the hildes na nakita ko is usually small. When I started my first hilde, talagang pop size talaga.
Mga ilang inches yung laki.
Maybe we're looking at 6 inches wide.
Yan.
Dalawa lang yung dahon.
Sobrang laki niya. And the nice thing about this plant, it can stand full sun. Full day sun ba siya?
Full sun.
Full sun. Ayan. So, yan. So, yan ang story ni Hilde. So, ngayon, ito, meron siyang dog. Anong name dog niyo?
Peaches.
Here's Peaches. Binabantayan niya yung mga tinan. Peaches. Yan, si Peaches. So, ngayon, can you share us kung how do you prepare for the pot? Or ano bang gamit mo dyan na materials?
Just coconut, coconut husks, cocoa chunks. And
Regular, ano yan, available sa market?
Yeah, nabibili ko lang sa online sa Facebook, isang sako, I think 400 pesos sa Facebook.
Ayan.
So, as you can see, yun nga, it's just the roots attach themselves to the old coconut. So, sometimes yung coconut, nadudurog din siya. Once nadurog siya, I just put panibago. Just to
So,
top
di
it
ba
off.
nagde-decompose yan? So, pag
Yeah.
nag-decompose yan, nadudurog, do you have to replace it or you just let it stand there? You just add new
Yeah, I
fresh
just
coconut husk?
yeah, like this one, yung luma niya, bumaba na. I use hydroponic pots.
Okay.
Para I'm just afraid of the root rot, no? So I'm not putting soil so that it doesn't hold too much water.
So, with this kind of practice, kumbaga chances of having a rot, ano ba, sa experience mo?
Well,
Compared sa mga nakahang mo.
sometimes din kasi sa hanging I also get rots eh.
So, hindi naman,
Hindi naman.
parang hindi siya sa isang factor. Kasi, for most newbies, ang natatakot sila ay mabulukan syempre kahit naman tayo, di ba?
Correct.
Kaya lang kasi kung isipin mo, dahil nga coconut husk yan, so mas yung water retention niya mas mataas compared sa growing the Tillandsias without medium. So, ano ba yung, just to share with the viewers, ano ba yung microclimate mo dito sa'yo?
Dito, it's more of like, dito, I would say it's more of like rainforest microclimate. So,
Medyo dim light ba to?
dim light dito sa labas. Dito sa area na to, we're surrounded by trees in every corner.
Okay, yung air movement mo, mahangin ka ba?
Yeah,
Mahangin din.
As you can see, yung plants, they're spaced apart. So this would promote more airflow. It's not so much, no, but I like putting them at least maybe 10 to 6 inches apart. Like for example, ito si Mr. Barnes. I know it's not the nicest looking Barnes, but as you can see, yung mga leaves niya are actually growing beyond the pot as compared to the rosette types, which is within the boundary of the pots lang. So like plants like this who require bigger space, require bigger spacing between pot to pot. This promotes also the plant into growing very big.
Ano pala?
When you space them together, they lose light. Parang nag-aagawan ng araw. So, it's okay also to put them side by side, no? But what's important is you gotta let the sun hit the top. Kasi dyan siya nag-absorb dito sa mga
How often ka
areas
pala
na yan.
mag-water?
Every day.
Host lang yan?
Post lang. Kung walang ulan,
Any fertilizer?
no fertilizer.
So parang ano to? Ano lang, as in basic watering lang talaga.
Watering lang. Yeah. Water and photosynthesis, sunlight, and air. Basic component
Ayun.
for me, I think, for the air plants is air and a lot of sunlight.
So, itong area to, ito yung, kumbaga, growing area mo to.
This is my area for pag namamatay ang halaman.
Recovery area. So, hindi pati masyadong magagandang halaman. Dahil lang doon sa harap.
Yes, kasi as you can see, yung color niya, they're all green. So, usually yung mga Tillandsias, may mga surprise yan eh. Kunwari, kala mo green lang, di ba? Pero pag tinapat mo sa araw, pink pala. Di ba? So, as you can see right now, medyo green sila. So, that's an indication of lack of photosynthesis. However, when you give too much photosynthesis sa plant na hindi pa sanay, nasusunog siya.
Ayun.
So, it's nice to, when you buy plants na new, let them first adapt to its natural,
Acclimatize muna
to
siya.
its normal climate. Then, in time, pwede mo na siya ibigay ng full sun.
So, yun pala, share nating tip. Kung mapapansin nyo, yung mga collectors, or gardeners in general, syempre, ang ipapakita natin sa ating mga social media, yung kumbaga yung best foot forward. So ito, sinishare lang natin yung mga ito yung kumbaga recovery. Kahit ako rin naman, hindi naman lahat ng halaman ko maganda. Pero syempre, pinapakita natin na maganda. Pero hindi naman sabihin na nasa recovery pangit. Kumbaga, hindi lang ito yung kumbaga pang showcase. So yun yung tip. So kung meron kayong, kung na-amaze kayo na agaganda ng halaman namin, ano lang yun, camera tricks lang.
No, of course, we all have, like ako, I had Tillandsias na kakabili ko lang, maybe after a week, patay na. It's
Nangyayari
really
naman
part of
yun.
it talaga.
Part of
Swerte
the learning curve. Ayun.
But so far, na-experience ko nga is, once you have a new plant, don't bring it out kagad. Slowly lang.
So ano lang sa, kumbaga, safe zone lang.
Safe zone muna.
Hindi masyado mainit, hindi masyado shaded. Tsaka ano rin, always ask dun sa source yung saan galing.
Yeah.
Kung galing ba yan sa farm, galing sa backyard, kung saan niya pinalaki, water, para at least alam niyo kung paano mag-adjust. Tsaka kung pina-fertilize ba yun. Kasi yung pag galing sa yung culture ng plant is dependent siya sa mga implements or fertilizers. Yung kumbaga parang withdrawal syndrome.
Yeah.
Pag tinanggalan mo siya
Yeah.
ng nutrients,
Hahanapin niya yan.
mas stress din siya kasi
Stress
parang
din
may
siya.
kinulang, diba?
Correct.
So, ito yung sa kumbaga backstage to. So, may move tayo dun sa setup sa garden sa harap. Okay, nandito tayo ngayon sa harap. So, Alex, ano to nakikita natin ngayon?
So basically, we have one Serographica coming from Quezon. So we started with just one Serographica, and throughout time, it flowered. Actually, this flower is quite amazing kasi I think it's been a year and a half and it's still upright. Usually, yung mga Tillandsias na flowers, they only last for maybe months, no? But itong Serographica, it's talagang known for a really sturdy flowering, no? So,
Ang dami niyang rocks.
Yeah.
Tapos may flower, may ano pa,
may
may seed
seed
pod.
isa.
So for one plant, you're able to...
Now we have three
So,
pops.
do you have any plans of separating these three?
Actually, for these ones, I like to see it as a clump. So, maybe what I'll do in the future is transfer it to a bigger pot. So I can have all of
There's
them.
another one.
Yeah.
Mapansin mo, magkaiba ng sizes yung pops. Or later ba lumabas yung isa? Like ito.
Halos sabay sila nag-flower.
Parang iba-iba yung sizes ng pops. Ito, ang laki nito.
Yeah.
Yan yung unang lumabas.
Possibly.
Then, ito next size. Then yung nandun sa likod.
Yun na
Yun yung maliit.
Yeah. Because dito nanggagaling yung morning sun. So, if you notice, yung area kung saan yung may morning sun, siya talaga yung
So
lumalaki.
ito, just to show you guys, walang net dito. So, yan yung kanyang skies. So, yung mga nagtataka kung pwede ba ang Tillandsias sa full sun, definitely pwede. Pero still, you have to work it out. You have to check and test kung kaya. So dito sa condition niya, kaya. And then, hindi mo ba, meron kang serographic ka na nakahang?
Yeah, dito.
Okay. So yan. Kasi dito tayo sa nakahang. So yung Tillandsia niya is by the pool. Ayan.
So ito hang. So as you can see, it's not doing so well.
Why is that?
Actually, I don't know why. If you look at ito, parang this one somehow has more seeds. And so I'm just assuming that the energy of the plant was transformed into the seed production.
So are these pops, the first set of pops?
Yes.
Oh,
This is the same one as the one in front.
the other one, wala masyado, di ba?
Oh, yes.
So, meron siguro nga, baka yung energy. So ito, harvest mo na yung sayang mo.
Ma-harvest din.
Oh, iso mo lang sa net if you have net. Spread it over, tapos lagay mo lang underneath dun sa mga malalaking plants mo.
Hindi pa siya patay.
Hindi pa yan patay. Ganyan na talaga kulay niya. Or pwedeng leave it alone, tapos pag may tubobong green, pwede yun na yun.
Successful.
So yun, if you're planning into creating new hybrids, so you can let your air plants or Tillandsia to have seed pods. Kaya lang, ang catch niyan, like yung nakita nyo dito, ito pala, this is first set ng pops niya.
Same time as
Same
time.
silang nag-flower,
Nag-flower.
same na nag-pop.
Pop.
Pero mapansin nyo, sobrang liit pa ng pops dito, so parang suppress yung growth. And it's hang. So, siguro, ewan ko lang yun lang naman yung
Common denominator.
yung difference nila, ito is hang, yung isa potted. Pero isa pang difference, ito, nag-consume siya ng energy sa seed pods. The other one, so, konti pa lang yung ano.
Dami. Yung seed pods, yung isa lang yung seed pod niya.
Ayan. So, kung yan ay magtutuloy at na-cross niya sa ibang species or hybrid, so meron siyang sariling hybrid. So, ano, Exerta ba to?
Exerta. Exerta na nag-flower yung mother and then namatay na yung mother. Ito na yung pop.
1:1?
1:1 lang.
Tipid niya. Meron din ako Exerta, ang dami niyang pops.
Daming pops.
Kaya lang, natatakot ako kasi parang masilan siya.
Actually,
Nauulanan to?
Yeah. Full sun, rain, and then water every day.
Kasi ako yung first try ko, ang sabi ng source, rain or shine. So,
Yeah.
dalawa yung kinuha ko. Yung pinulanan ko, parang a few days after, nag-yellow. So, tinago ko sa ulan. Di naka-recover. Akala ko nag-a-adjust pa siya.
Yeah.
Nilabas ko ulit.
Yeah.
Nag-yellow. Sabi ko, mukhang mahina sa ulan. So, sa'yo, rain or shine, dyan siya.
Well, I think it has to do also na number one, culture of course, no? To wherever you're
Tsaka,
going.
sa'yo, patid ako, hang lang.
The reason why I potted this guy kasi I remember seeing the mother. Sobrang ganda niyan. Once you hang the Exerta, it just keeps growing and growing. Hahaba yung ano niyan, yung
Trailing
leaves
yung
niya.
leaves niya.
Trailing niya.
Curling din, di ba?
Curling pa. Actually, very beautiful ang Exerta. One of my favorites to. Although right now, I would say hindi pa siya perfect form. Nagde-develop pa rin siya. Maybe after a year or 2 years, you'd see mas maganda na to.
Diba? Sobrang tagal.
Matagal.
So this is an Exerta and look at behind it is a Streptocarpa.
That's a step to carpa.
Alam niyo ba na Streptocarpa, isa to sa mga xeric type. Ayaw niya na nauulanan, nababasa. So sa kanya, so ako, based on my observation, parang dry ba dito sa'yo?
Well, nandito tayo sa Quezon City eh. So,
Drier, no?
dry on summer. Summer sobrang init talaga. Hardly
Kasi
rains
for
in
you to
summer.
have a nice looking Streptocarpa, sa akin struggle eh.
Struggle.
Kasi lagi ako nagdidilig, di ba?
Yeah.
Pero sa'yo dito, well, hindi lang yan ang amazing plant dito. So, coming from Quezon City, hailing from Quezon City, this is Miss Streptocarpa. Parang ganda ng growth niya, oh.
Yeah.
Streptocarpa is known for xeric. Ayaw na talaga nababasa. So, ito yung mga tipo ng Tillandsia na isabit mo sa hindi nauulan na lugar.
Okay.
Parang ano siya, depende sa moisture, kaya niya.
Yeah.
Pero makita ko dito ang ganda ng tubo.
They're similar to the Xerographica.
Kasabay mo binili, anong kinuha natin sa'yo?
This is actually galing sa'yo to, Marco.
Galing sa akin.
Alam ko bumili ata ako sa'yo ng
Yung sa akin,
tapos sinama-sama ko sila.
yung sa akin maliit na. Siguro yun pala, yun nga, if you collect several types of plants, pero coming from this collection, ako sa this is Xeric type. Xeric din. Zero is Xerographica, kaya ka Xerographica, di ba? And he has here a Sweet Isabel, which is also Xeric din. So, yun kumbaga, yun, kung observant ka, try to figure kung anong plant yung mag-grow sa'yo. Also, albida. Albida niya, ganda oh. So, hindi lang yan ang dito, mga amazing plants. He has Palisacea. Ang ganda ng tubo. And this is maybe a Pampiana hybrid.
It's wala na siyang name but it's quite nice kasi I like these plants na humahaba. So it looks like it really follows the sun, no? So kung saan man ang araw mo, diyan din siya pupunta. So hanging this type of variety pag nakahang, mas maganda kaysa naka-pot and then nasa sahig.
Pero sa'yo, pinap mo siya.
Well,
pero
pot just to hold it. No? If you look at it talaga, yung pot niya, it really has no purpose.
Okay.
But just to hold the thing. I might put more coconut here para lang hindi siya mahulog. Actually, the purpose of the coconut lang naman is not for its... it doesn't provide any moisture. I mean, doesn't provide any nutrients. But it's a good way to hold the plants. Kasi,
pillar lang siya.
yeah. Part of growing Tillandsias kasi is making sure that it gets sun.
Kailangan stable siya, diba?
Stable talaga.
Kaya ba niya nung para sa hinahangin sa
Maybe a little bit, but if your location, if the sun rises here, it really, it has to hit in the center. Because that's the way it absorbs the nutrients of the sun. Also within the leaves. So if your plant was like this, hiding under the plants, plants like this would twirl towards the sun. But of course, once it hits the sun, then it really likes it. So part of growing Tillandsias is also looking at the position of the sun. Hindi lang yan, open air.
Finding the perfect spot.
Perfect spot. May perfect spot yan eh. So,
speaking of perfect spot, nakakita na ba kayo ng Kimberly? So ito lang naman yung Kimberly niya. Ayun o, tingnan nyo. Kimberly, what's so special about Kimberly? For those you guys hindi nyo kilala, Kimberly is a hybrid of Usnioides and Corvata. It's a parang moss ball type na air plant din, so hybrid. From afar, ang makikita niya mukha siya Spanish moss. Pero the difference is, it has longer and thicker leaves than the regular Spanish moss. Although Spanish moss, meron din mga thick leaf, short leaf, thin leaf. Pero it's the first time na nakakita ko ng ganitong kalaki na Kimberly. And this is also one of hard to find the collectible small hybrids. And here we have a Ainanta Vaningi. So yan, pagka nakalatag siya, patayo siya.
Actually, this one, I used to have two. One from Davao and one I got from a show.
And then you mix it up na.
Yeah, one of them died.
Okay. So this one
I
is
remember seeing both. They don't look the same.
magkaiba talaga.
Magkaiba. But now, it seems to be, I can't identify which is which anymore. But,
Pero these two are from this pot includes those two
this
types.
one came from one of them.
One of them.
Yeah, one of them died
So
na.
this is just from a single source.
From a single source
Okay.
na. But before, I clumped them together.
Yeah. Actually, Vaningi generally, meron siyang specific features. Pero kung titingnan mo sa internet and even sa social media, Facebook, I have the jumbo or the large type. And there are two variants. Meron yung, this is the regular type. Then there's this yung miniature. Then there's an intermediate size na clumping din. Parang medium and small size of this type. Yung jumbo naman, mas broader yung leaves. Tapos mas mahaba talaga yung ano niya, stem ba?
This one's a bit leggy eh. Napansin ko na
ano rin.
manipis talaga siya.
Ito, it's also nice. You can grow them din na parang nakasabit lang upside down. Ano rin sila parang candelabra style. Na start growing down tapos pakyak. So yun. So ngayon, let's move on the other side. Ito naman yung mga potted. So makikita natin yung mga exclusive Dophitas. Ito kasi si Alex has been collecting Tillandsias, Dophitas, and international hybrids. Pero ito lang yung sige, una na ako So among the plants na nakita ko dito, ito yung kumbaga outstanding. Parang never did I see anything like this even. Basta, ito yung pinakamaganda. So ito, sige hawakan mo na Alex. Ipakilala mo yan kung sino siya.
I'm not so sure if what this is though. What is it? I hindi ko memorize kasi lahat ng but
pero the way I look at it, it looks like an Ehlers-Danlos and Streptophila hybrid. And probably it could be a Dophitas hybrid. And you're lucky to have it kasi sa mga nakita ko, it's the only one na ito kasi for most collectors, especially when you're after sa bulbous form. Ngayon ako nakakita ng ganitong kabusog. Combined with the fuzzy trichomy, however you call it, na leaves ng Tillandsia, sobrang puti niya. So, kung mag-grow pa niya to in perfect condition, everything walang burn, walang yellowing leaves, and ma-retain niya yung bulbous size, this is surely a winner.
Is it?
Yes.
Yeah. Actually, this one never, sobrang resilient niya, sobrang strong, sobrang tibay. Lahat ng typhoons, nakaiwan lang siya sa labas.
Kasi doon lang siya nakalagay.
I never, ever since I got it, nandyan lang siya nakatayo.
How long have you been growing this plant?
Maybe this one is, I started it maybe mga 2 years ago. And then now it's this size. It's probably mga around 12 inch in from leaf to leaf, 12 inches long. And then I would say the bulb is probably around maybe 5 inches in diameter.
So ito, how often you water?
Well, I water every day.
So do you let water sit in dun sa
Yes.
ano niya?
Yes. When I water it, I actually water. Sometimes when I go home from work, may callman ako. So before leaving the callman at the house, ito laging binubuhusan ko ng tubig.
Malamig ba yung coleman?
Well, normal water na kasi pauwi na ako nun eh. So when I put water, I water it from the top. I don't water it from the side. I make sure that the water goes into the base. I'm just trying to mimic rain as much as possible. So when it rains from above, it goes pa ganito. So I noticed like these leaves are kind of folded. So those act like a rain catcher.
So that means gusto niya ng tubig.
I'm assuming yes. Very nice. See, it's so nice. Oh my God.
Pero how do you keep the trichomes intact? You never touch it?
I never touch it. Yeah. And as much as possible, never move it too much. Always positioning the sun.
Iniikot mo ba siya?
No.
So ganun lang.
Yeah.
So nakuha niya yung perfect shape na equal, it's not leaning on either side. Pero hindi mo siya masyadong iniikot.
No.
At sabihin, yung lighting condition mo dito sa area is well balanced. So walang hindi siya directional.
The sun rises there. So I'm assuming that's the east, and then it sets there in the west. So I get full sun as in morning hanggang hapon. So it's the same also. It has the same base as the Ehlers-Danlos and the Bulbosa.
Anong RDD siguro
So
yan?
they're very similar, no? But this one, may halong Bulbosa. Kitang-kita yung Bulbosa.
Parang wavy yung
Yeah.
yung leaves. Ito naman smooth lang.
Although I love this Ehlers-Danlos. Lahat ng Ehlers-Danlos sobrang ganda.
Actually lahat naman ng Ehlers-Danlos. You have to wait like 20 years bago mo mapalaki.
I've never seen an Ehlers-Danlos flower. It probably is nice.
Siguro sa isang farm ni purification baka meron. Ganda. So ito yung mga must have. Sana mga anak na to. Para
Sana mga anak na.
nakapila natin. Ayan. So, ito yung mga iba pang rosette types.
These are the best for sure.
So yun lang, if you're buying plants, make sure to keep the tags. Kasi when they're young, they all look the same. So when you lost the tag, so you have to wait for 3 years maybe kung seedling siya. And ano dyan, mahirap na part, minsan kahit na bulaklak na, hindi ka pa rin sure. Ayun. So ito yung mga variety ng assorted hybrids. So
This is a bulbosa, but it's different.
bulbosa from where did you get
This one I got a bulbosa cross celeriana.
Bulbosa celeriana. Pick up plant?
This is from Singapore, yes.
Bulbosa celeriana, tapos bulbous talaga, no?
Bulbous talaga.
So you're not afraid to keep it the bulb under the how
yeah.
what's the best way ba to pot bulbous Tillandsia?
Well, I try to as much
Above
as
or
possible. Not really. I want to expose the bottom part na. So, minsan, syempre, I can't help it, but bumababa siya. But as much as possible, just have a small exposure. Don't put the cocoa coir up to this side. Maybe up to here,
So
just
hindi
to
siya
avoid
dapat
the
ilibing,
recrack. No.
dapat nakapatong lang.
Correct.
Ayun.
But this one probably has already established its roots.
Na.
Yeah, on one of the
So
coconut.
what's the tricks? Any tips on how to mount? Let's say you're potting it for the first time. How do you keep that plant sitting there without danger of
So,
hirap?
kailangan mo lang talaga ng...
Ayun, paano mo siya hindi gagalaw? Tinatalian mo ba yan?
No, I really start out first with the pop itself, just to use the coconut coir as a pedestal.
So walang
No
tricks
glue.
yan sa ilalim.
Wala.
Kasi ako may dayan eh.
May glue.
Hindi naman,
No.
nalagyan ko ng wire.
Wire. Yeah.
Tapos nakatali yung
Yeah.
wire. Para kasi problem ko, pag diniligan ko,
Yeah.
pwede siya
Gagalaw
mag-tip
siya.
over siya, di ba?
Correct.
So for this
Yeah.
one, since malaki naman na yung base
Yeah.
niya, patong lang.
Patong lang. Sometimes, I also do that way. Itatali ko yung ugat, and then I try to put the wire all the way down here just to make sure it doesn't fall down. But one trick is to always keep wet coconut chunks.
Wet?
Yeah, so when you buy the coconut chunks, usually dry yan eh.
Okay.
Magaan eh. So, I watched online na kailangan unang basain yung coconut chunks
Para magkaroon ng
para,
volume.
yes, it'll have volume and it'll have weight. So, actually, if you carry it, medyo mabigat siya eh, Marco. So, it serves as an anchor. So, I'm assuming that as the plant is kind of smart, if it knows that it's anchored, then it's time for it to just keep growing. Kaysa na-stress siya na parang, mahulog ako. And then next thing you know, it kind of stunts the growth.
So
stability is necessary.
So isa yun sa probable reason kaya mas lumalaki pag potted.
Yes.
Stable sila.
Stable. And then number one, hindi siya gumagalaw. So throughout the day, every week, every month, every year, it's consistently getting sun at the same location. Although, ngayon I can say, diba, since it's winter equinox.
Sa winter side na tayo.
Yeah, so yung nangyayari is you have shorter days. It's fine, it's okay. As long as it gets its ample sun. So we're looking at morning as early as 6 a.m. Dapat may araw na. So 6 a.m. When the sun rises at 6 a.m. or 5:30 a.m., the plants already are eating. Kumakain na yan, breakfast hanggang lunch. And then mga 3 o'clock tulad ngayon, 4 or 5 o'clock, medyo madilim na. Ano na siya, mahinga na siya.
Actually, yung sinabi niya na about sa stability, parang naalala ko yun sa orchids eh. Kapag yung orchids mo hindi mo minahon maayos, hindi siya mag-grow. Forever moving siya. Eh di ba yung mga banda, kailangan naka-stick talaga siya ng
Maayos.
So ito.
So this one is from Singapore. Pick a plant, Excerta velutina. So this one started first with one mother plant, and then namatay na siya. It gave me 2. And then now the 2 flowered together, and now it's giving me 3 each. So 1, 2, 3, and then ito, isa pa lang. Pero kakalabas pa lang ng
Took you how
bulaklak.
long bago siya
This one is very fast actually. Every year, nagpa-flower siya.
really?
Oo. So I'm assuming by next year, itong maliit na pops na yan, lalaki na yan.
Flower na yan.
Oo. And then that's the time I start to move the plant to a bigger pot.
Ayan guys, tingnan nyo yung location ng Tillandsias niya may kataling agave. So imagine, yung sun exposure, diba? Masaya yung agave, so malamang mainit yan. Yun. Ito na, matatapos na. Ito pala, may special guest tayo. Si Joshua and Bea.
Ako po yung bisita.
Ayan mga agave niya. So ito na yung mga giant potted plants niya. Mga ilang ganong kalaki yung container niya.
Okay, so this is probably 18 inches in diameter.
18 inches.
Yeah.
So ilang sakong coco chunks yung ginamit mo para sa isa?
Maybe we can do 6 pots per sack.
That's 400 per sack.
Yeah, 400 per sack. Mahal pag sa Facebook.
Sa mura.
Pero i-deliver nila gamit rider.
Ito yung isa sa mga favorite fasciculata species ko. This is Tropiflora. Bea, okay ba sa yung flower na to?
Yeah, it's
I
flower.
did that one.
Will that count as flower?
This one?
Oo.
This
Pwede na?
one.
Itong may kulay.
Oo.
Ganda.
So will it
Tsaka ito maganda to, may purple to before eh.
ito.
Actually, maganda to. This had red. Parang red to green to
Oo. Parang
to
actually
yellow.
red, orange, yellow, green. Tapos may purple sprout
Purple
siya
sprout
dito.
siya.
Layer siya ng color.
Ganda.
So yan. So yun yung malalaking plants niya. And ito. Parang yun na. Parang pinya sila. So ito. Full picture. Ayun ang ganda. Meron din siyang kaya lang nag-goodbye na yung plate niya. Platisarium. Ayun o. Tapos may anthurium. Tapos may anthurium siya doon. Ano yan? Wildling lang yan. So, so yan. So ito na yung final words from Alex and company and Bea. Yan. Ayan. Yun lang. Maraming salamat sa ano ba yun? Yung beef? Ano yung beef? Ano yung Sunday? Ayun. Si Alex, siya yung gumagawa ng Sunday Smoker. So, pakita yun, natin sa LinkedIn. Kung parami kinain. Oo, ayun. Sa Facebook. Tag ko na lang, ano ba yung mga ganung, you'll find the link below. Mga ganung, ayun. Yun lang, maraming, ayun, yun, here. Ayan. Sige, thank you. Ngayon, ito daw ay galing Hong Kong. So dahil Hong Kong to, kailangan daw na. So,
Eh paano kung hindi naman talaga galing Hong Kong?
iba talaga eh.
Yeah.
Kaya kailangan paghirapan. Tapos walang ugat.
Walang ugat.
Bubuy in yung sa'yo.
Ang hirap. The struggle is real. Pero hindi na.
Oo nga.
Parang nagagalit na dyan sa lupa.
Ang hirap.
Parang galit lang sa lupa nga.
Baso, may pagkaisa ka naman. Kung gumagalaw na siya, nalila yung hawak.
Nag-ano ka rin pala? Nag-agade? No, this is my cats eh. Swerte ako pag-cat to. Kasi cats eh. Kasi lahat to, ginawa na yan. Kaya mo si Yoyo. Yoyo garden.
Sa Success? Oh no!
Ano?
Hindi ako sure.
Hindi,
Sana.
kaya.
Ibabad na lang sa water.
Ano ba? Sumama yung laman? Hindi.
Hindi, okay lang.
Patingin.
Meron ka pang iba?
Ano ba ka? Sa blue agave, ay sa ano nga, di ba yung...
Hello?
Wala, bro, pwede yan.
Meron naman si Josh na kuwe.
Dekada ka na katagal kami na.
Yung pinutol ko na eh.
May naiwan naman flesh. Yan na lang. Good luck.